inside backstage talk that Milk House is famous for.
Just a gentle reminder: Sting and Tully Blanchard are undefeated in AEW.
It's not that surprising. I mean, they're two of the top talents.
Yeah, you're right. I agree with most of these, but not that one.
Vinman, what do you think of Brian Cage being managed by Tully Blanchard?
I think it's beneficial for both parties.
Totally. What's up with their daughter? Does she even wrestle still?
No, she's banned from wrestling for being, I think, racist.
She's on the lam.
She's been racist, huh?
She lives in Mexico. Real quick before we start, I was waiting for Vinman's thoughts on NXT Stand and Deliver.
Captain Michael.
I am very hyped for the LA Knight Walter match and for the Braun Breaker Dolph Ziggler match.
It's pronounced Gunther.
Both those could be match of the weekend.
I got Melissa on board with yelling LA Knight like Wade Barrett now.
How does yell it out? I haven't seen it.
LA Knight. Tommy Ciampa. He's taking all the racket.
Me, I'm almost done.
I think Wired's out there just juggling. Practicing his skills.
He's juggling.
Just practicing.
All right, Chavo was so good tonight.
Oh, I missed his. Did he cut any more promos?
Oh no, but he was a great manager.
Did he cheat? Bandito asked him not to cheat.
Yeah.
We're live on Twitch.
Live, pal.
We are live.
BBR Twitter.
Just got done eating a big bowl of red beans and rice.
Red beans and rice.
Let's give it up for that was great.
So on this episode, we're going to talk. I told Jake Vince 85% who's Rollins' opponent, 10% Brock and Big Dog, 2.5% the rest of the card, and then 2.5% cows in upstate New York.
I swear he knew those cows.
Al, see if you can play that video I sent in the chat for everybody. It's just some guy doing his impression of Tony Khan.
Oh,
he's even got like the wide eyes and the confused look down pat. Can you play it so we all hear it?
Yeah, hold on, I'll show you. Yeah. Oh, hold on. Backstory. There we go. I gotta leave and come back. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sounds like somebody's just like intentionally dropping things on the floor.
He's juggling ice cubes, all right?
He's just fixing his car, bro. He's just in the back there just banging on things.
There shouldn't be that many dishes in a hotel room anyway in Dallas.
Just filling up his bucket of ice.
He's at an extended stay.
Well, I guess that's right. Take all the free ice you can. Fill up a backpack with a trash bag.
Bring it back. We're gonna need that water down here.
Triple J, it's all you can eat. You're only gonna need one plate.
That's right.
All right, let me find that, Jake. Where's that?
Tony.
Play the video if you can for all of
I'm
us.
just gonna say it sounds like Tony Khan because I don't know what Tony Khan sounds like.
Did you put it in the chat?
Yeah.
I don't see it.
All right.
It's
Maybe
right there
since
on
you just
private
got
chat,
here,
bro.
I'll do it again.
There it is.
On the yeah.
Hello. I want to show it. The guy does look funny.
He's got his mannerisms down.
Show us your screen.
Show us your face.
Show us your screen.
Hello, everybody. It's me, Naka Khan, the president and CEO of AEW. As many of you know, 15 years ago, a wrestling company had a dream. I have dreams. They're crazy. You wouldn't want my dreams. Anyway, that company was called Ring of Honor. I have just been informed that I am now the owner of Ring of Honor. Wait, I own Ring of Honor? Holy shit! When did that happen? That's so cool. Anyway, here's a match with two guys that were in Ring of Honor. Daniel Bryan, man, and Christopher Danielson. Wow, that's going to be great. Who wants Haagen-Dazs? I'm buying. I'm always buying.
Did you say who wants Haagen-Dazs?
Yeah.
That was kind of how it went down. I remember that.
All right, are we ready? I gotta wake up in a couple hours.
You do. Dolph Ziggler's got it. He was just at the Undertaker.
Dolph Ziggler is gonna go back to the hotel and bang his girlfriend.
Yeah, he's partying. That was. Why are you done putting the dishes away?
3 seconds. One plug to go.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Bingo.
5. Making me count like fucking Big E in NXT.
Sound like an AEW ref.
It didn't fit. Sweet.
You know,
All right.
he's a good friend, but he just wasn't that good with the podcasting. So, services.
All right, let's fucking go.
I would like to hear Moose cut a promo on Kevin Owens.
Clint was doing one on his show. Did you listen to that, Vince?
No, I didn't get a chance to.
Yeah, he was doing stack of dimes for a neck. He kept saying that. Oh, there he is. He's watching.
Clint?
Yeah. Go to bed, Clint. All right. Now we record the show.
OJ didn't do it. This is Brainbuster Radio.
And now from east of the Pacific to west of parts unknown, south of Mars, north of hell, here are the smartest minds in the sport of professional wrestling. This is Brainbuster Radio.
You only learn the way you are inside when life gives you the test. Will you back down, turn and run, or stand up with the best? When your back's to the wall, what will your answer be? Will you run for the door? Will you run out on me like it's hard? It's no holds barred. No holds barred. Most people only know the easy way.
So long, Alan Ice-T here, ready to talk with you. And this most stupendous weekend of the year, the most stupendous WrestleMania, or excuse me, Stupendous 2-night WrestleMania of all time, because it's not the most stupendous overall, because the stupendousness is watered down, I think, by the 2 nights. We're going to get into all the stupendousness, how you rate it, how you grade it, the various levels, lots of thorough analysis of the word stupendous, as well as the word stupid and the word jackass on today's episode, because we're back and we're badder and bigger than ever. A Texas-sized Brainbuster Radio late night. The Undertaker said never say never, and never say the Brainbusters are not coming back, because we're always going to come back. Each and every single time. We refuse to retire or call it a career. It'll never happen, ever. And you know, it reminds me of going upstate to New York, Vin Man. It was a lot like Iowa, you know, and that's why it's stupendous, you know, it's WrestleMania.
Yeah, I swear he knew those cows, but that's besides the point here. WrestleMania 38, 2 nights, stupendous. You know, I just cannot get over how many main events there are for 2 nights. It is just, I don't know how they're going to possibly do it. I mean, this is basically at the point where it could be a week long, and they still might not have enough main events. Or too many main events, I should say, to fill this. I can't wait to talk about it with all the Brainbusters here. Hear what all the Brainiacs got to say about it. Tons of big time matches, premium live events, pay-per-views. This is what it is all about. Yes. And a man called Wired, cut the shit.
Imagine being in the same state of WrestleMania, the same week of WrestleMania, and not attending. Well, that is me, Brainiacs.
I was going to say, you probably wouldn't know anything about that.
I am back home
do something like
for the simple reason. I'm back home for the simple reason that they don't have Cactus Cooler in the state of Texas. I'm very disappointed. I had to come back and get properly inebriated for WrestleMania.
I am actually, then I support you, because I'm all for a pop protest. So I'm backing you, a man called Wired, 110%. It's stupendous to have you here. Milkow Sonis, stupendous to see you as well. Well, I could see you, but the Brainiacs can't see you that are watching live on BBR, YouTube, and Twitch, and Twitter. Tweet it, read it, tout it, shout it, be all about it everywhere at the Brainbusters. But if you're on Marburger fans only, that's where you could see us. We'll see most of our faces, and Triple J's feet. You can't see his face ever, but Marburger fans only want the video version. Bill Calstonis, please tell me you're using a VPN these days when you're watching NXT. Stand and delivers tomorrow afternoon, and man, I feel dirty every time I watch that show.
Man, I would like to say I do the same, but I'm going to be honest. I don't need a VPN since I didn't see it, so I didn't know if it did stand or deliver.
Wait, you don't know about anything going on in NXT right now?
No, nothing at all.
Wait,
I
you're
don't
sit
know.
there and tell me you don't know about Van Wagner?
No, is that a soccer player?
You're going to stand there in a mask and tell me that you do not know about Joaquin Wilde.
No, give me another one. I'll get this. Give me another one.
What about Toxic Attraction?
You're going to sit there and not know who JC Jane is, or Persia Parada, or LA Knight.
Give me another one. One more. I got this.
Gunther.
Yes, I know who Gunther is.
No, it's pronounced Gunther.
Yes, Gunther.
No, Gunther.
Gunther.
We'll get it down.
Hold on. Milk Calzone is Gunther.
Oh, Gunther. Okay, I got it.
God damn it, this is stupendous, but it's out of order. Please help me out. What's causing all this? WrestleMania 38.
Well, you know, none of you are wrong, really. We're going to have to be doing some Steiner math together, because we got a lot of match to talk about.
We're going to break so many matches, so many spots, but none for Finn Balor. It's amazing.
I was going to bring that up. We're going to talk, thoroughly about every match, and a little bit about why Finn Balor is not booked on this card. But I think most importantly,
well, he could be.
Well, Vin Man, you're jumping ahead. But most importantly, we need to talk about who Mr. McMahon is going to pick And I mean, with what just went down at that Hall of Fame, you know, the odds are ever changing.
It's been heavy on a certain member of the Rhodes family, and I'm not talking about Black Rain. It's been now flipped literally seconds before we went live on tape and on YouTube. Now everyone's saying Undertaker. I say we spend 95% of the show talking about this mystery opponent, Vin Man, because this is the biggest thing that could happen at WrestleMania besides titles unifying. A mystery opponent.
Yeah. You know me all too well. I'm a big sucker for a mystery opponent, and there's none bigger than one at WrestleMania that's ready to kick Seth Rollins' ass. So I cannot wait to see this. I was all week I've been thinking about different possibilities, who it could be, and then now it's got to be the Undertaker after what we just saw. I mean, I don't see anybody else that Mr. McMahon would have involved. So I mean, the Undertaker never had a last match. He never retired. Never got a farewell bout in front of a live audience, and this could very well be it here.
Well, he got all that stuff. The big dog ended his career. We all know this. We were there. You, Big Task.
There's a lot of debate over that.
Big Task Man.
It happened. He did
refresh my Gen Z mind, Brainbusters. What was the last? Because I only watch wrestling through TikTok nowadays. Anyway, what was the last time we had to see prize opponent at WrestleMania? The only one I can think of was Yokozuna in a tag match at WrestleMania 11.
Mystery opponent. Triple J.
It's had to be a lot more recent than that.
I can't think of anything in this.
Well, we had the Hardy Boys.
But there was no
that was kind of unannounced.
It wasn't
silhouette.
Well, we had about 10 seconds that there was a mystery opponent announced, and then it was revealed.
It was a mystery no longer.
Yeah. So I mean, it did happen.
It just makes WrestleMania 33 the best WrestleMania of all time. It continues to make that best WrestleMania of all time.
And it's going to be hard to top, although we got a huge card here, Triple J. So does it have the potential for being not just the most stupendous two-night WrestleMania of all time, whatever the hell that means, but maybe the greatest WrestleMania of all time?
Well, if Finn Balor was on the card, I would say yes.
Well, he could be. Do you think it's going to be Finn Balor?
I don't think it's going to be Finn Balor. It's just the fact that this is Mr. McMahon's choosing. I think this is many years in the making. Like I think this is a personal debt that he's going to have to repay from somebody that maybe his father had good relationships with or something.
What do you mean?
Maybe somebody in the Graham family.
Somebody needs a payoff. Is that what they're?
I'm not saying that explicitly. I would never say that on a recorded broadcast. But
do you think like this is like someone like that? Vince Sr. owed a favor to, and now Vincent Kennedy is paying it back, giving someone.
I think maybe Vincent J. McMahon. He promised somebody a spot in the Garden to work with Backlund, who was going to make him a star, and then Junior bought him out, and it never came to fruition. I think finally we're going to get a payback.
I'm calling it that. I'm going to say this is going to be Paul Bach's great nephew.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Something like that.
Maybe like Cowboy lent a talent to McMahon or way back or something like that.
Maybe this is just something to appease Watts. I'm not sure. That's just what's going through my mind right now.
They are in Texas after all.
The biggest match is going to involve Aganya. I cannot wait. Seth Rollins versus someone from the AWA that Vince McMahon owes a favor to for landing Hulk Hogan.
It was an interesting trade that's finally going to be fulfilled.
Player to be named later. Here it is. And everyone's saying Cody Rhodes in whatever arena you went
to. This is
to.
much more interesting, though.
I feel like I should have watched Young Rock with a different sense now, because I feel like the answer might have lied within that show.
Oh, within Young Rock? The new season or season one, are you saying?
Ooh, I mean, you got to with anticipation. It's got to be season 1. Maybe it's one of those Hawaiian promotions. Every time the WWE would go to Hawaii.
You think Vince McMahon owes a favor to the guy who ran?
Who was the guy with the boots?
Jeremiah Villa's wife out of town and got her deported. For getting her deported, Vince McMahon owes a favor.
It could be any one of those Islanders. I mean, they always draw a good house and have longevity.
All of those actually are more appealing to me than Cody Rhodes, Triple J.
Yeah.
Not that I don't like Cody Rhodes, and I love a good neck tattoo, and I love how he just does his own thing. But because it's been so telegraphed, maybe I'm not as interested in that as all.
Well, it has been telegraphed, but sometimes it is the right thing to do, is to do what is the obvious choice. I mean, if he shows up, are people going to cheer him? Are people going to boo him? I don't know what's going to happen.
Unless he comes out with a big star on his face, I don't know if anybody in WWE is really going to notice who he is.
Well, you're right. There's a very different, there is a very different audience. I mean, you'll have the smart fans that'll know him. Who knows how they're going to take to him? But you're going to have little kids, turn to their daddy saying, "Who's that?"
And then the good thing that most people aren't going to be in Dallas. They'll be watching on TV. We'll have Michael Cole to explain to us exactly.
There's the former 3-time Intercontinental Champion.
This man used to team up with Ted DiBiase's son.
I have all of his accolades in front of me, even though he just appeared on the screen unannounced.
He was once known as Dashing, and now he's here to face Seth Rollins. Where's he been the last few years? We don't know, but here he is at WrestleMania. It's stupendous.
He's been working on the other side of the country, on the other side of the world.
Could happen, and that could be the explanation of why Vince McMahon would choose Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, what's the motivation there?
Is the big question. Like that, Mr. McMahon's choosing is the big factor here.
What's the motive behind the choosing? Do you want to bury this guy that voluntarily left you, or do you want to bring in somebody from an outlaw mud show promotion and have him go over one of your guys?
Yeah, see, that's why I don't think it's Cody Rhodes. And when you tell me WWE, it's an opponent of Mr. McMahon's choosing, well, what I'm going to go do then to try to figure this mystery out is I'm going to go over to my favorite browser, and I'm going to go into the search engine that I use, and I'm going to type in current bodybuilding champions, and that's how I'm going to find out who Seth Rollins' opponent's going to be.
What's Goldberg doing nowadays? Is he around?
He just lost cleanly to the big dog. So
I mean, that's everyone.
I feel very confident that it won't be Goldberg.
I mean, Vin, man, if this is Mr. McMahon's choosing, you have to think there's no way this person can be like under 6'3", right?
Yeah, that's a very good point. Yeah, I mean, there's a number of individuals that would meet his requirements, I think.
Okay, let's do it then. Let's go top 3 people you could actually envision Vince McMahon choosing to face Seth Rollins. For me, it's going to be Von Wagner. I'm going to go with I could see a Braun Breaker showing up.
Ooh.
He's got the size. And then I'm going to also go with Luther Reigns.
Who's the Brock Lesnar younger guy that everyone says? What's his name?
Gable Steveson.
Yeah, there you go. That's him.
Yep, that's on my list. If I had to give a top 3 right now, I would say it's either going to be Gable, The Undertaker, or John Cena.
Yeah, it's either somebody seasoned or somebody who doesn't have a hair on their face because they're so young. That's the Vince McMahon special right there, right? Somebody who has established themselves as a dominant figure in the world of professional wrestling, or someone we don't even know.
Okay, then I got my pick right here. I'm going to pull it actually up on the screen for you, Vin Man, so you can see. And there's my pick. Ronnie Coleman is my pick. I lock it in for Seth Rollins.
I mean, he's got the look.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how agile he may be in the ring.
I could see him keeping up with all that parkour shit that Seth Rollins does. I'm going.
It's not a bad choice. I mean, if you're putting me on the spot, just off the top of my ass, Always hoping for Bob Holly to show back up, so I'm going to have him in there.
I'd love to see him come out. And
If you really want somebody, to educate him about the business, that's the guy you want to do. It's Bob Holly, The Undertaker, or I had a third one.
What about The Rock?
No, I don't think it's. I think they're gonna keep that on the back burner.
That's
a
in
little bit
LA
longer.
next year.
Yeah, or Kevin Von Erich will be my third one. They're in Texas.
Do you think that it's possible that Big Papa Pump is owed a favor for being booked so late into the Hall of Fame? 1 week before he was supposed to actually induct him or be inducted.
Well,
maybe he's like, I'll do it.
Yeah.
But give me a match at WrestleMania
tonight. I could put 2 and 2 together for you here, Wired. You watch the Hall of Fame tonight. It did have like that weird moment. It was like the Oscars where like it was bleeped or like there was no audio, and then they just went to a graphic, and then it came back, and Scott Steiner was cutting a promo on cows. And then what I read on the internet on the Marburger dirt sheets was that Scott Steiner actually was cutting a promo before the cows on Vince McMahon, saying the only reason I showed up to this piece of shit, two nickel worthless Hall of Fames, because Vince owes me a favor. He told me I got a big moment at WrestleMania. He never gave me the solo match. So I'm coming here, going to the stupid Hall of Fame as another favor, just so I can get my ass on the card. Let me show up, kick Seth Rollins' ass. Mysterio's girl, Becky Lynch, she's going to be on my arms, and we're going to go home. We're going to do the nasty all night long. I'm going to show my nephew what it's all about and why he lost to Dolph Ziggler. So he knows how to take a piece of ass and make his own, just like Big Papa Pump. Because you watch me, Braun Breaker, watch too much of his sissy-ass dad who's standing right next to me, and that's what I'm talking about. It reminds me of calls.
So I may have interpreted that wrong, but are you saying Scott Steiner is going to fornicate with Becky Lynch while Braun Steiner watches?
That's not what I was saying, but I
okay.
Beyond the realm.
It's an education moment there, Triple J. That's all it was. Yeah.
Chase would say.
Sometimes people learn through books. Sometimes people have to watch it in action. It happens.
Bill Calzones, you have your top choices for potential opponents for that piece.
Well, there's only one person I have in mind for Seth Rollins. It's someone who's hated Seth Rollins for a bunch of times, who wants to get revenge on Seth Rollins ruining a bunch of WrestleManias.
Ooh.
And it's none other than you, Long Island Iced Tea, buddy. I got you as his mystery opponent.
Showing up in Dallas?
Hey, man, makes sense. You hate that son of a bitch more than anyone.
It's true. But
why not? Get some revenge, man.
Now, Vince McMahon, I won't bring it up on this show too detailed, but Vince McMahon does owe you and I a favor, Long Island.
He does.
He does.
It's true.
We took a hit for him at the beginning of the pandemic, and he owes us a favor. Did you call in that favor?
I'm going to say right now, exclusive here for free. I'm not even going to save. I was going to save this for our Marburger fans only version of the show, but I'll tell it to everybody. Free Brainiacs too. I did not cash in that favor from Vince McMahon for this WrestleMania. As much as I want to see Seth Rollins lose, seeing him painfully beg and try to beg, borrow, and steal to get on this card has been enough for me, made me happy, and now I know he's going to get embarrassed against whomever it is, whether it's Van Wagner, Jimmy Gagne, Terry Gagne, or anybody else. So I'm cool with. I'm going to save that for next year in LA, probably Wired. So exclusive there, Brainiacs. It ain't me.
Vidman,
So
what
that
if
it is? That's what I meant.
Vidman, what if Vince McMahon owns the Iron Sheik a favor because he told him he was going to have that title for like 2 years, and then he got Hogan to defect and he had to drop it to him?
I guess. I mean, I'm sure he would be more than happy to come in and stretch Seth Rollins. I could see it.
I would like to see that. I'd like to see really anybody who's capable of embarrassing him, and that's a long list. So we'll see who it is. It's going to be hard to disappoint when it's a mystery opponent, right, Vin Man? I really don't think there's anything they can do that won't be pretty damn good.
As always, I'm going to say, just please somebody not currently involved with the company or not on the
somebody on
roster.
a handshake deal.
Yeah,
preferably.
Wait, so Finn Balor would be disappointing.
Yeah, unfortunately, yes.
Damian
It
Priest
would be out.
What if Vince McMahon comes out and says he used to face a lot of older wrestlers, but now he's going to face the younger crowd now, and I'm going to have him face Seth Rollins, and he comes out the Priest, everybody, and then and it's a new kind of Damian Priest. And
that could work.
Damian.
That could work.
If he's on a bike, yeah, I would go for that.
Okay. Well, what if it's an NXT person, Vin Man? Does that count?
If it's Walter or Braun Breaker, I'm all for it.
Gunther. What about LA Knight?
I don't know if it would do it for me.
What about a handicap match against Jacket Time?
Speaking of Jacket Time, we also have Stand and Deliver. Do we have Nikita Lyons versus Lash Legend on Stand and Deliver, Vin Man? Is that happening yet?
I don't think that's booked.
Oh, man, that's a real bummer. Well, we got to hurry up because this show's coming up against Stand and Deliver, which is, I think, at 8
it's fastly approaching.
Triple J, what is the schedule tomorrow for premium live events?
Premium live events. I think 1 p.m. Stand and Deliver starts.
Oh my God!
Is that right?
That's Eastern.
Yeah,
I think so. And then, of course,
I don't
night
even wake
one.
up at that time.
Wired, you're going to be there. You tell us.
Yeah. What time are you leaving?
I ain't waking up that early. You realize that's just.
And then night one's at 8 o'clock with a 7 o'clock pre-show. I think.
You know what's great? I just realized if you're on the West Coast and you could wake up at on a Saturday at 10 a.m. That's totally acceptable.
Yeah, you could be eating waffles and watching the Creed brothers.
But when do we get our Starbucks?
Yeah, well, I mean, if you got to get up a little early, but I was thinking, if you roll out of bed, turn on Stand and Deliver. Like lately, NXT the way it's booked and who's being pushed. I mean, it's really hard to watch that show if you're me at least without getting the boner. So you could wake up with morning wood already prepared for Stand and Deliver, Triple J.
Yeah, it's kind of like a roulette. You never know who's going to be on the television. So explain that one to your partner that you're sleeping beside.
It's a lot of hard bodies on NXT 2.0, and it's going to be a good show. We won't get too far into it, but Vin Man, I would say that card might be better than night one of WrestleMania.
Well, no. Night one of WrestleMania may be the biggest ever. But I will say that my big issue with Stand and Deliver is too many multiple person or team matches for titles. You know how much I hate those.
What are you talking about? WrestleMania has an equal amount.
I don't like those either.
Financially speaking, they're not great.
We're I've gone over that way too much for past listeners on this program. I will say the only one I am interested in is the Creed brothers, the Diamond Mine, going up against Imperium and MSK. I'm cheering for the Creed brothers real hard in that match.
Are you a big Brutus or Julius fan?
I like them both.
And Mil Calzones, real quick. Can you give me your thoughts on Wes Lee and his in-ring style?
Yeah, man, that's a style, dude.
All right.
It's for the Lee and
good. The inside I've been waiting for all year. Thank you, Mil Calzones. Stupendous as always. Triple J, where are we going next? Or you want to stay on Rollins' opponent, which I can do.
Just for the sake of us that may not be here till the wee hours in the morning, we need to talk a little bit. Excuse me, about WrestleMania. I feel it would only be appropriate if we did that much. Now we got to talk about. Everybody's been very quiet this year about Ronda Rousey. What do you guys think? Has she fallen off the wagon with you guys?
No.
I mean, she used to be the baddest woman on the planet. Now she's out there waving, smiley, showing her pearly whites. Is she still intimidating?
I think so. I think this is maybe the biggest match of the weekend, maybe the main event as far as I'm concerned.
I don't know. I feel like it's a squash match, man.
It is not a squash match. I'm telling you right now, Ronda and Charlotte are going to tear that whole fucking house down. I cannot wait for this match. Ronda is. Yeah, you could say maybe she doesn't quite have that mean streak,
killer instinct.
But I don't think you've seen her in enough matches. I think you need to be reminded that she has that. She's talking about tearing limbs from their sockets. I think it very well could happen.
Talk is cheap. Come on.
No,
She isn't what have you done for me lately? Charlotte has been tapping people out, kicking ass, dominating left and right, nonstop. Ronda has settled down, slowed down a whole lot, and now is just a lot of yap, yap, yap. And you know what? At some point, it gets embarrassing. And I feel like she's one of those, like, those like UFC fighters that just has too many matches after their prime, and it's kind of just, right, that's it.
Do you think she's like Chuck Liddell at the end of her career now?
Yeah, like Chuck Liddell, or just like one of those, like, well, I was gonna say like George Foreman, but actually he stuck around and was kicking ass still and winning titles, so not like George Foreman, but you know what I mean.
But no, I've never, and look, I'm not a big MMA guy. I don't follow that sport, but I will say that Ronda turns it on more than anyone I've seen. As soon as that she steps through whatever it is, those ropes or that cage, she could be all pearly whites, but when she gets into that squared circle, it's a different Ronda. I mean, we remember seeing Ronda all happy and giddy at 31, and then she almost tore Stephanie McMahon's arm off. So I don't let a smile fool anyone. If anything, it's probably just disguising what's actually probably going to happen. And, betting against Charlotte has almost as bad of odds as betting against Brock Lesnar. I will say that. But I'm finding it hard to not go with Ronda in this one. And because last time Ronda and Charlotte really had a match, we were there at the Staples Center, and it took a kendo stick to slow Ronda down. And that's not going to fly this time around.
Has she ever really won a big match that wasn't like she beat Stephanie McMahon, woohoo. She won a Royal Rumble where she came in at 29-30, big deal. I mean, she's never beaten a Becky Lynch, a Bianca Belair, a Charlotte Flair one-on-one. I don't know how you could pick her.
But she hasn't lost either.
She got pinned. She was the one who got pinned for 2.5 seconds.
Yeah, for 2.5, exactly, for 2.5 seconds. A man called Wired, I think you're doing an excellent job trying to get on my good side here. You're saying all the right stuff. I think to me this is a 50-50 bout to me, but I do think Ronda's going to come out ahead. I do.
And Charlotte is out there partying like Cancun and Acapulco every weekend. If you look at her Instagram, I know you guys aren't really strong on the social medias, but that tells you a lot.
No,
her father was able to do that tenfold, and it didn't bother him.
Those are different era.
Literally snapshots.
You can't show up to a wrestling ring nowadays in the conditions her father did back in the 90s. Like that's not going to fly.
Those are literally snapshots of her life, though, Wired. You're saying that tells you a lot. It doesn't tell you shit.
It tells you what she's doing on the weekend while Ronda's out there milking cows. You know how important cows are.
Now, jumping Jacob, question for you: do you think that the recent feud between her father and Mark Madden is going to affect her psyche in this match at all?
She would not admit it, but honestly, I think I think there's going to be something in the back of her mind. I mean, her father. Her father will not be backstage, but they're going to see each other before she leaves for the hotel. Ric Flair is going to be just bawling his eyes out for his baby girl. I think it's going to affect her a little bit. I really do.
I don't think she's going to be phased at all. This is where, didn't she win last time WrestleMania was there in a big match? Didn't she?
She did.
She showed up with one of the most stupendous, high-flying maneuvers ever at a WrestleMania. This is going to be easy work for Charlotte in the main event of night one. As far as I'm concerned, Vinman, you are correct there. Biggest match of the night, but it's not going to end night one, Triple J. Apparently,
no, it's not going to end night one.
It may be the last match of night one.
Well, yes,
last match. Mil Calzones in Mexico. Do they count it as the main event, even if it doesn't end the show?
Yeah, of course. Anything with Charlotte, now that she's one of us, it's always that one's the main. It's actually the co-main event with Rey Mysterio and his son Dominic.
Oh, so actually, you bring that up too, Calzones. There's going to be a lot of support for Charlotte in Texas, right? I mean,
yeah, it has to be. It's a big, deep Latino community, so you can be seeing everybody over there just saying Charlotte.
One of us.
Charlotte.
One of us. So there you go. Home field advantage too, Triple J.
Yeah, it is going to be home field advantage. Let's pick one of these. Let's pick another match to dissect. Of course, we're going to get to Brock Lesnar and the Big Dog. Let's not quite talk about that right now. Let's talk about this match that we didn't even know about till Monday. Bob Lashley taking on Almost. All right, two big dudes here. A lot of man meat in the ring. I'm ready to see them crush into each other. I really don't even care what happens.
I agree.
I'm with you. I just want to see them.
I want to see just somebody really straining to get a body slam on the other one, and hopefully that's the finish.
Someone's hand and wrist just lurched under someone's grundle.
Yeah.
That, or I would like to see the back and forth running the ropes and trying to knock down Almost.
What about a good bear hug?
Oh, always a good bear hug.
Oh man, what I would do, I'd kill just showing up for a bear hug at WrestleMania 38. I just want to see one more than anything, man. Do you think a bear hug could end Bobby Lashley in a match? I don't know.
I think, with the strength of both these men, I think whoever gets it on first is going to win.
I'll say this. I don't know if this is on night 1 or night 2, but I would open up the show with this.
Yeah.
You want to have energy high. Get people to their seats.
Yeah.
See this type of attraction here.
Bear hug.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
You got to come over here.
How did it start? And he's already in the hurt line.
Lashley wants a test of strength. Get down here.
Oh,
we have to just take a moment though and appreciate Almas because he went from Raw Underground bodyguard to now main eventing WrestleMania. That's an impressive track record for him in a short span. But he's coming up against Bobby Lashley. This is going to be a battle. Bobby Lashley actually knocked down Almas first time, if I'm not mistaken, too.
First time he left his feet.
Yeah, that's not an easy task.
Can you believe that was given away on free TV?
I was so stunned by that. It was like when watching Will Smith slap Chris Rock. Man, I couldn't believe my eyes. I didn't think it was real. I have to believe Almas just did it on purpose to show he could take a bump, and he didn't really get knocked down.
Well, it could also be the a la Lex Luger slamming Yokozuna in front of all these people, and then all of a sudden he couldn't do it at WrestleMania anymore.
And it was.
You never know what's going to happen. There could be a special guest referee, and throw all the plans in shambles for Bob Lashley. So
wow, who's the special guest referee for this match?
I think you're way off on that one. This has enough star power in it already.
I just hope it. Before we went on the air, actually, I forget who was it who asked, but you said, "Is there anything on here that can compete with Brock versus Goldberg as the greatest WrestleMania match of all time? If anything has that chance, it has to be."
This is really the unspoken number 1 contender match here.
Oh,
is this a world title eliminator?
Hell yes.
Well, whoever loses cleanly probably still get a rematch next week anyway, right?
Maybe on Raw. You're right. Whoever wins this match, they're going to have a rematch on Raw.
Whoever loses this match is going to get to win it again on Raw. The match between Almost and Bob Lashley, is it consequential? We don't know. But is it monumental? Most definitely. And I can't wait to see it. And that's why I'm going to make my pick right now. Vin Man and I am picking Bob Lashley. Full Nelson over the bear hug every day.
I don't know. I can't pick a winner in this one.
It's too close. It really is too close to call. We say that out of cliche sometimes, but we mean it this time.
And with this Vin Man, also, you could alienate a lot of them if you pick either way. So I understand.
Yeah.
How about you, Mil Calzones? Who you got?
I'm gonna have to go with Bob. I think he's gonna get the victory over.
Don't we love Bobby?
O. I got Bob.
Yeah.
Will we get an explanation of what Lashley's injury was coming out of Elimination Chamber at all, ever?
I thought it was a concussion, but I don't know if that was on the dirty sheets or not.
Upper body injury, I think, is the official terminology.
We haven't seen him since Saudi. Is that correct?
Yeah, he just showed up on Raw for the week before Raw before Mania and got this match.
It pays to stand that gorilla every week, right, Vin Man? We've talked about it many times.
Yeah. You never know when if an open challenge comes up for a title, you could be the one out there.
Yeah.
Well, two guys who look great in a turtleneck. Where are we going next, Triple J?
We're gonna keep it going. Two more guys that look great in anything. We're talking the prime main event of night 2. This is winner take all unification match. We're only gonna have one true champion at the end of this. Of course, we're talking Cowboy Brock Lesnar versus our tribal chief, the big dog Roman Reigns.
Big dog.
Big dog.
Ward, you got something to get off your chest. It sounds like you're. I understand your pain because I'm strained. I've lost a lot of money. I've told you guys a lot of money. I've got a reverse mortgage going on in my house right now to try to win back what I've lost betting against Brock Lesnar, and I think I'm going double or nothing this time.
I think I'm just more contemplating why the fuck I left goddamn Dallas and not stayed there for this goddamn match. But
if you leave now, you can still get there. I think.
Mind, Jesus. Look. We've seen this before. We've seen it multiple times, but it just feels different. It feels like we haven't, and I think seeing what we've seen the last few weeks, the build-up, the lead, the tribal chief, Happy Brock, whatever you want to call him. There's so many different factors in this match that I just can't imagine. How much time do we have? Can we talk another hour? Because
Stand and delivers in like 20 minutes. So
I'm torn. I'm very torn. I know who's going to win, but I have no idea who.
Well, just tell us.
No, I don't know.
Who's going to win?
One of them, the champion. At the end of the night, we are going to have a undisputed champion.
What the hell is this pussyfooting around and disrespecting of our tribal chief, the big dog? I don't know. What show am I on, Bill Calzones?
Now, here we go. Hold on one second. Long Island, you've never bet against Brock Lesnar.
What?
Unless he's the big dog, right?
I've always picked against Brock when he faces the big dog, and I always will, because he's not in God mode. He's not the best to ever stand inside of a ring and do what they do. That's Roman Reigns, the big dog, the tribal chief. Why would you pick anyone else in this match? Biggest match in WrestleMania history. What I find funny is what you brought up, Wired. It feels like we've never seen it before, and all of a sudden there's a lot more Roman Reigns fans compared to when we were at the Silverdome, Super last time, and they had a match in this stage. And I remember there was a lot less Roman Reigns fans. People weren't calling me up, hitting me up on Twitter, hitting me up at the barber shop, walking down the street at the mechanics, saying, "Oh, I can't wait to see the tribal chief. I love Roman Reigns." Not as many back then as now, but that's okay. That's what a historic title run will do. So, whatever. Join the bandwagon.
Just don't forget about that guy cosplaying as Roman Reigns' Shield who was dancing to
Naomi.
Yeah, to Naomi.
Say Triple J. Just know that when Roman Reigns wins the biggest WrestleMania match of all time, me and that guy get to party the hardest, and then all of you can have the leftovers. Big dog, God mode. Big dog.
So no bullshit fans, no fucking Money in the Bank title briefcase to get involved. This is just Roman Reigns.
There must be a winner
in a big ass motherfucking stadium where we won't even be able to hear the goddamn fucking fans in the stands. It's literally just going to be these two men.
Well, you say that, but you got Paul Heyman out there, you got the Usos out there. This may not be as fair of a fight as you're talking about, Wire. Am I right or wrong?
If you're Brock Lesnar, do you take a forklift and jam it up against the door of their hotel rooms?
Yes, you do.
Maybe you just take an axe handle and lock him in the in the dressing room.
What lengths will Brock Lesnar do to make sure that this is a one-on-one match?
Any.
Dallas, there's a lot of more legalization of things than there are in other parts of the country, and I'm sure Brock Lesnar's exploring his options to make sure that this is a
What
fair
are you
fight.
saying exactly here?
Everyone's carrying around there. Have you not been?
I don't think Brock Lesnar would care what the laws are wherever
Well, that's
he
true
may
too.
be.
Here he can at least get to the match without worrying about getting arrested.
This Brock seems too silly and happy-go-lucky to do anything.
But it could be it could be a sham. It could be a front. Would you want to fuck with Brock Lesnar whether he was smiling or not?
At this point, yeah, he seems kind of like a teddy bear to me.
Are you, Ward? Are you telling us that he got certified to run a forklift? And he's trying to pull the wool over. Over all of
No,
our
absolutely
eyes?
not. That's what he didn't do, and that's even worse. The man is out of control.
Listen, the thing is, Roman Reigns is in this match. That's all I really need to know.
Exactly. It could be Roman Reigns versus God.
It could be Roman Reigns versus Finn Balor. I'm still picking Roman Reigns.
Well,
What is this? one in 4, though. I mean, the Roman Reigns is his track record 1 in 4. I want to say it is with Brock. Not very
I'd
good.
say maybe one for 3.
He lost in Saudi. He's lost at WrestleMania.
No. It might be. They might be at 500 now.
right. First of all, he beat him at 31. We all know it. We all saw it.
Yeah.
So that counts. So it's really either 3.
And then the Saudi show, and I think he beat him at SummerSlam.
Yeah, 3-2 Roman Reigns, or maybe 2-2. I'll give you, but definitely not Brock over Roman. This is you could call this the rubber match, whatever you want. And it's just a way watered down version of Brock Lesnar. Doesn't even have Paul Heyman in his corner anymore. And we all know he's most successful with him. Really didn't do anything without him in WWE ever. So,
Do you think Brock is going to bring a manager to the ring?
I was thinking that, then, man.
Who's gonna shout out?
if Harvey Whippleman comes to the ring with Brock, I'll give him a chance.
No, I was thinking, what if Sable comes out there and runs Heyman out of the building?
I could see that.
Throws a high heel at him, maybe.
What if Dana shows up in Brock's corner?
Oh,
Who?
Dana Brooke? No. Oh, thank you.
Dana White.
Oh, I thought you meant Dana Warrior.
Oh, well, that maybe.
Yeah,
No, those are both Dinas that matter more than the one Vin Man is talking about.
yeah. I don't think that'll do anything. We're talking about Roman Reigns, by far better than any champion Dana White has.
I will say to Vin Man's point, Brock Lesnar might not have won that match with Goldberg if not for Paul Heyman shouting out. He's in position, Brock.
Yeah.
He's in position.
Yes.
Yeah.
So-
Well, all right. I'm not going to say it wasn't a factor.
He needs coaching. He needs coaching to win. Roman Reigns doesn't need. Paul Heyman's not out there coaching Roman Reigns.
Turn around!
He's
He's ready!
Paul.
But there's a big ass monitor up in the sky that Brock Lesnar can take a look at every once in a while. I mean, that thing's just you're not looking at it, you're still looking at it.
After he's going to be spinning around in circles like the Undertaker.
Oh,
Yes.
the
in
Undertaker.
that match.
I'm gonna go. Actually, I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say this will be Brock Lesnar's last match. He's gonna leave his gloves in the middle of the ring after
Whether he wants it to or not.
the big dog spears him in half. Diverticulitis is a bitch, and it's been a while for Brock wrestling with that thing. He's
If
done.
the big dog wins, this might be the last match for both these men because I really don't see who's left for the big dog and worthy of his time.
Oh, there's plenty of talent coming up from NXT. I'm sure the big dog's ready to.
That's good. That's the least. I mean, unless you're in AEW, that's at least 6 months before you can get a title shot.
I think
The title doesn't need to be defended, every month, as far as I'm concerned.
I think the big dog's got plenty of wars to go. A lot of rumors about LA WrestleMania next year, but then also you got Gunther versus the big dog, Vin Man,
Braun Breaker,
Braun Breaker versus the big dog,
Gable Steveson,
big dog versus Gable Steveson, big
Harlan.
versus
Finn
LA,
Balor.
and maybe Finn Balor one day on a WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Triple J could happen. if Finn Balor, I think, works hard enough at his craft, he could maybe be on WrestleMania.
Milk Calzones, just give us your answer here.
Do I really need to give an
we're
answer?
talking. Well, you really don't need to, but
Just
just for
insulting me,
posterity
Triple
and
J.
for the record books.
The big dog.
Thank you.
Did Vinman officially choose Brock Lesnar?
I am officially picking Brock Lesnar, but everybody's making a lot of strong points here. I will say against him. Maybe I'll say that. Maybe if I'll say this is the least confident I've been in a Brock Lesnar match.
If I could just bring up one point, Vinman, and feel free to change your mind if you want to. If you don't want to, I'm not going to take it personally.
Okay.
I just want to present one simple fact. Brock Lesnar is not a tribal chief, but Roman Reigns is a tribal chief.
Yeah, it does. I think it does factor into things. There's no doubt about that. I'm not changing my prediction, but
Okay,
as
I
I said, if there's a time where Brock Lesnar's going to lose a match, this very well could be it.
Well, I'm ready to shit my pants. I'm so excited. This is going to be stupendous to see Roman Reigns unify both championships, and then Triple J, we go off into a future with one champion in the WWE again. Just
well, for now, at least. For now.
Do you think he wins them both and says, "I actually don't want this championship"? And then
it wouldn't surprise me.
No, he'll take them both, but within 6 months, I'm sure another world championship will materialize, and we'll have another one.
We had this. No, we didn't have the Universal. The Universal stayed away for what? When did they unify the championship? That was at. When was that?
They brought the Universal whenever they did the brand splits again, and Foley was in charge of Raw.
The Universal Championship was introduced in 2017, 2016 SummerSlam.
Yeah, it was 16 or 17, but they unified them 5 years before that, didn't they?
Yeah, and then one champion for a long time, and those are the best. I would say the best WrestleManias when we had the one champion. We got Brock and Roman Reigns for the title.
You remember at 33, the championship didn't even close the night. That was Roman and the Undertaker.
Well, yeah, and rightfully so. But you're right. Yeah, that was the year that championship was introduced, right? So, we are going to be going into another world, I think, where championship's going to matter a lot more, and that's a good thing. That's the best thing I'm taking away from this WrestleMania Triple J. I'm so excited for that.
Well, I sure hope they're going to matter. And,
the IC doesn't matter.
I remember. This is damn near close to 10 years ago now on Brainbuster Radio. I remember Long Allen saying, "Sometimes the title needs a push," and then this could be it.
And what better way to push it than giving them all to the big dog while he's in God mode? We might see a Bruno Sammartino-esque run with the title after this WrestleMania. Because who is going to come after Brock? Maybe Almas, I don't know, but I don't think we'll take it down the big dog. This is just a big old stepping stone, this WrestleMania, but it's going to be one we remember. One of our tribal chiefs' great moments. I'm so excited. Obviously, this most of all for WrestleMania, but then again, really pumped for a lot of other things. We didn't even talk Stone Cold Steve Austin. But Triple J, I know you got to get to bed because Stand-In delivers in a few minutes. So, anything else you want to leave us with?
I just want to say, everybody, enjoy yourselves. I hope you're all cooking something delicious, or you're ordering something out for delicious. I'm going to be having some frozen pizza and some buffalo chicken dip here, which I'm really looking forward to in a couple hours.
Wait, no chicken, just the dip?
Buffalo chicken dip. There's chicken in it. I don't make it, but I've been told there's chicken in it.
I'm sorry, what is it? What's in it?
Chicken and buffalo, I guess.
I'm sorry, what?
I don't know. I don't make it. I got the frozen pizza. That's my job,
Long Allen,
all right?
Could you please assist Triple J? What's in this dip?
Chicken.
Thank you.
I do. Spicy. Whoa.
What a great WrestleMania moment that was.
Oh, what a great. So Brainiacs and Brainbusters alike, enjoy yourselves out there. Be safe, and we will catch you next week for the 10-year anniversary of Brainbuster Radio.
10 years of WrestleMania. Holy shit. Just feels like yesterday we were talking about Team Teddy and Team Johnny, good man. Here we are. Now we're talking about Team Sammy and Team Johnny. Knoxville. Jackass match. Anything goes.
Yeah, what is this? The Jackass match.
This is what I'm all about. This is WrestleMania.
It is. I just don't know anything about these guys.
Their bodies on the line, and nobody puts their body on the line like a Johnny Knoxville. I can't wait to see what happens. It's gonna be fun. When is Jackass not fun? It's this can't go wrong. Man, I hope that ages well.
Do you think this match is like 25 years too late? Like, if it happened in ECW, would it just been a huge deal?
I think Jackass actually came after the heat death of ECW.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If it was around back then.
I mean, Jackass at his peak would probably have been like 2004, 2003. So, I mean, I think WWE was good at that point, staying away. Jackass probably only existed because of WWE at that point.
I don't know anything about Jackass. Maybe that makes me a jackass. I don't know. I'm not. I mean, I guess something crazy is going to happen here, which I'll be watching for. But other than that, I'm not too interested.
All right. So, Mil Calzones, it is the Jackass match. You know a little about Jackassery. Do you think we're going to see like a Tonka truck, or like a micro machine go up anyone's bunghole in this match?
I don't know. We'll probably see. I mean, this is going to be on Peacock, so we'll probably see Party Boy's dick, and then maybe Johnny Knoxville will get shot out of a cannon to pin Sami Zayn.
Do you think we'll see like that one great big fatso guy do a Yokozuna onto Sami Zayn with poop streaks in his tidy whities?
Presley is going to be using Wee Man as like a jumping off point.
Now, is Johnny Knoxville the right Jackass member to use?
Yes. Yeah. The most famous. He's the face.
Well, but I mean, yes. But if you're going to take, I understand he's the most famous. I mean, the man starred next to The Rock. I get it. But is he the best athlete?
Oh, I would probably say if you're going athletic, you're going with Steve-O is my pick. Or, well, I guess Bam Margera once upon a time because he was a skateboarder, but he's got his issues and he's not even on the show anymore. So I'd go with Steve-O or maybe Party Boy. I'd go with Party Boy. He's got the dance moves.
Yeah, Party Boy's got the dance moves. Yeah, he's taking quite a few shots to the dick. I would say he's probably the most resilient.
Yeah, I would love this. I hope Sami Zayn does go to kick someone in the dick, kick Johnny Knoxville in the dick, and he's unfazed because he's been hitting the balls so many times. I can't wait. This is going to be a fun match, man. This is what WrestleMania is all about.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. I'm just not familiar with the gentleman in it.
the gentleman, Johnny Knoxville. I don't know if that's ever been said, but here we go, and I'm picking him to win. Anyone picking against Knoxville?
I mean, he did not have a great performance at the Royal Rumble, so I don't think it's such a solid win.
Who do you think is booking this match?
Oh, yeah. Well, who's even producing stuff in WWE backstage? Is Pritchard? Who's doing the matches anymore?
Oh, I hope it's
Pritchard. I'm sure Freebird's probably involved.
Michael
maybe not in this match, but
now, Johnny, I want you to go out there and I want you to start just singing America the Beautiful. Grab the microphone and just start singing for you, Sammy. He's going to hit you in the dick, and then you're going to be on the face. You're going to laugh. Little guy, your little friend of yours is going to run out there, and he's going to be naked, and he's going to be all greased up, and he's going to be running out there, and the fat guy's going to run and chase him. And then everybody's going to trip and fall, and your dicks are going to go into Sami Zayn's butthole. It's going to be hilarious. Yeah, that's how the match is. What about the Logan Paul Miz versus Dom and Ray match?
Oh my God, this I can't believe this. But whatever. I don't know. I'm not interested in this one.
I just don't
That's
know
gonna
why
hurt some feelings there.
What are you? Why are you not interested in this? I'm excited for this. Why are you?
I'm just tired of Rey Mysterio and
I mean, the
Dominic
most-
Mysterio and
The most
Logan
interesting
Paul
thing was they
doesn't
stole
do it
his
for me.
mask.
I don't care who they're facing. I want to see Ray teach Dom lessons forever. This is the best thing going in wrestling.
That should be on NXT, I think.
It should be a reality show on Peacock. Dom learning from his dad. You know how like Ozzy Osbourne and Jack Osbourne have their show and they go traveling around the world. I want to see like the Mysterios go and like learn how to churn butter and just go out.
I'll tell you what, though. After last year's WrestleMania, Bad Bunny has basically spoiled it for all celebrities because the standard is so much higher now. You know,
I didn't even think of that. You're right. Logan Paul.
and you're really looking at this. Logan Paul, I mean, he's a boxer. He's athletic. He can go, but I don't know if he can really hang in a WWE ring. I'm really looking forward to Pat McAfee and seeing him do his thing because he's done some crazy shit in NXT. So to see him actually try to one-up the next Golden Boy, I guess you could say, is going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, if you're putting on money on a celebrity to steal the show or just be the best, the standout celeb in WrestleMania, you're going McAfee, Logan Paul, Knoxville. Is that how you're doing it?
I feel like to steal the show, I'd probably go McAfee, Knoxville, Paul, because Paul has a future. And I don't think he's going to want to risk it by doing anything stupid.
Do you think Pat McAfee will take a bigger risk with his body?
He has. He's flown off the War Games cage.
Yeah.
He was in War Games.
I know. It was great. But this is just a one-on-one contest. And it's not anything goes like Johnny Knoxville versus Sami Zayn.
Yeah, but sometimes you got to prove a point, put a young man in his place when they're out of line. And I think Pat McAfee will take that to the extreme.
Yeah, and that's going to be like a legitimate match. There's like an actual feud, and he hasn't been able to touch him, so that's going to be fun. Dom and Ray versus Miz and Logan Paul. We're just waiting to see Logan Paul get that 619 win, man. That'll be fun for a lot of people. People don't like that Logan Paul, so that'll be good to see him. And then you expect Dom to turn on Ray? I'm hearing people say that too. I was talking.
Oh my God, really?
My brother, yeah, and he doesn't watch often, but even he said, you know, I heard that Rey Mysterio's son is gonna give him a low blow because he refuses to let him wear a mask to the ring. So that's like a big thing people are talking about. Dom wants his mask. Mil Calzones, how long does Dom have to wait till he gets his mask?
Oh, I mean, you get it at birth, so I don't think if you never got it as a child. I don't know when you get
Assuming
your mask.
that he's his child.
They already know your face, dog. Like you can't get a mask now because they already know. So sorry, but Dad, you took your mask off. It's not how Dom different. You know? Sorry.
I mean, the most interesting part of this match was the fact that the mask was stolen, and then they got it back on Raw, giving it away for free.
Well, it's a 3-hour show. A lot of stuff has to be given away for free.
WrestleMania isn't a 12-hour show. You got to give stuff away for.
And some would say it's not long enough because, well, there's a lot of spots that people just couldn't fill. They're precious, and we have.
I can't wait until WrestleMania is like Wild Card Weekend, where it just bleeds into Monday.
Oh man, please no. Hopefully, it was the most stupendous 2-night WrestleMania of all time for sure, and the last 2-night WrestleMania. I hope. I know people loved it. They said because it's shorter each night that went last year.
How is it going to be shorter? I mean, there's so many matches this year. It's going to be like each night's going to be at least 6 hours.
No.
What? I'm serious.
Is there any musical performances?
Yeah.
Pitbull?
I did see something about there's a different American Beautiful both nights.
Well, that doesn't count. I'm talking about like
no, yes, it counts.
Green Light or
we don't talk about.
I'm looking
Travis Barker at WrestleMania 31. You remember that, man? I mean, that was just the amazing part of the night.
Maybe.
Let's go to Becky.
Okay.
Bianca.
DJ Valentino Khan will be doing musical performances on both nights. Brantley Gilbert's doing America the Beautiful one night, and then
I hate that man.
Jesse James Decker is doing the other night.
What are these names? I feel like now
Brantley Gilbert is
I feel like how Mil Calzones feels when I say NXT names to him.
Brantley Gilbert is like
DJ Valentino Khan.
Long Island. Brantley Gilbert is like a wannabe Kid Rock, but more racist.
Ugh.
Yeah. Kind of glad I'm not going now.
Yeah, this is lame in terms of the musical performances, WrestleMania. No, thank you. I don't know who any of those people are. Maybe Kevin Owens was onto something when he was talking about Texas. Although I've enjoyed the times I've been in Texas, the people, but booking.
Austin was very pretty, by the way. I liked Austin.
Yeah, I wish you would tell me some details about it. I asked. I never got a response.
I was in Austin. What do you expect me to stop and text you, Vin, man? Come on, it's Austin. I'll text you later.
I'm still not quite sure what that means, but moving on.
Oh wait, I'm on the new WWE.com, and there's an interesting thing I'm looking way too much into, but it has the card, and it says 8 p.m. Eastern on Peacock, US. Has the Saturday and Sunday cards, and in parentheses for both nights it says so far.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm telling you.
It could be added.
You never know who's going to show up looking for a job, or who Vince McMahon owes a favor to, or who Peacock owes a favor to. Those things go way back.
It is on Peacock, so it means Craig Robinson could show up because he's on everything on Peacock.
Conan might want a spot. He's owed something, I'm sure, from NBC. Imagine NBC owing all this money to somebody.
Hell yeah.
They're saying, we'll give you a match on WrestleMania if we don't have to pay you.
I'd be all for that. Can we talk about Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair real quick, though?
Yeah.
Becky with no hair versus Bianca Belair for the Raw Women's Championship. Becky Lynch cutting promos and interviews saying it doesn't matter if they're not last. They're going to steal the show. They're really going for it. These two, I think, have the most to prove. They are very much feeling slighted for not being the main event of night one.
Well, they may end up being the main event. We don't know. But I expect these two to put on a hell of a match. This is one of those matches I thought could be the main event, and that's why they need more nights at this point to have more main events. This is going to be a tremendous match. It's very close for me. My heart is saying to pick Bianca Belair to win this, but somehow I just feel like Becky Lynch is gonna sneak her way into a victory. I don't know how, but I feel like that's gonna happen.
Well, she beat 6 months ago. She beat Bianca Belair in like 12 seconds.
She wasn't ready.
Yeah, that was unfair, but she just got her hair cut. That's embarrassing. So you got to believe Becky Lynch giving that up on Raw, probably on WrestleMania, could have a good shot at getting redemption. Man, this is a tough call. I'm saying boat as you. Heart with Bianca Belair, but signs kind of do point to Becky Lynch winning. The braid too is a big factor here. I think actually this one might continue because this has to be a hair versus hair now, right? Or hair versus something.
I would have thought so. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna maybe say Becky cheats to win and the feud continues. How about you, Mil Calzones, where hair matches are important where you come from? This feud has to end with hair on the line, correct?
Yeah, I'm guessing eventually. I mean, it's always been mask versus hair for, down there in Mexico. But yeah, I'm guessing there's no other way. I don't know why they wouldn't do it at Mania, but
that would make sense. But I don't know. Who are you picking to win?
I'm going with Bianca. I think she's gonna get revenge from getting her ass whooped after she cheated and beat her in like 10 seconds.
And then maybe a unification between Bianca Belair and Charlotte.
Why not? Bring all the titles together. There's too many.
And then we have, I guess, where else can we go on this? So let's spend like 23 seconds on Drew McIntyre versus Happy Corbin. Vin Man, go.
I don't want to waste any time on it.
Okay, how about you, Wired?
Why is he happy now?
Because he won a lot of money in Vegas.
Must have not bet against Brock Lesnar.
How about you, Mil Calzones?
Pass.
You know, there's a sword involved in this match, so we could see a man get decapitated or stabbed brutally. That could be interesting. But yeah, why? Usos versus Rick Boogs and Shinsuke Nakamura. Super fun match, man.
Yeah. This is a hell of a match. Can't wait to see it. Both entrances are going to be off the chain. Maybe the two best entrances of the weekend in this match. But I feel like I got to side with the Usos because they super kick better.
They do. We got Rick Boogs who can really he could hang clean human beings. It's insane to see. Play the guitar. Shinsuke Nakamura is one of the future Hall of Famers. But the entrances are what this is all about. I can't wait to hear the whole crowd in Texas say "Boogs," and I'm super jazzed for it. I'm picking the Usos though for super kick purposes. Wired, how about you? This is actually musical performances. That's probably why they didn't book anyone, because they have Rick Boogs.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I mean, you go with the Usos. I mean, there's too much noise with Boogs and Shinsuke before the match. So you go with the Usos. Always, when in doubt, who can super kick the best?
And they're the bloodline too. I mean, I love Nakamura and Boogs, but it's unfortunate that they're on SmackDown instead of Raw. They'd have a better chance of being champs. New Day versus Sheamus and Ridge neck-breaking Holland.
Yeah.
A very personal feud that hasn't been portrayed as personal as it should have, I think, on television. This could be, if done right on television after Big E's horrible injury, would have fans riled up and in a frenzy to see this. But I don't think they maybe were too delicate with it, because there's interest in this match where I think there should be.
Yeah, I agree with you, and that's why I'm going with Sheamus and Ridge Holland. I think they're going to win this match. They're just tough. Two tough sons of bitches here.
And don't forget about Butch on the outside there.
Yeah,
selling newspapers and hanging out, helping them win.
I feel like these guys are about 30 years too late.
What, Sheamus, Ridge Holland, and Butch?
Yeah.
Yeah, they would have been huge. Could you imagine these three at the Summer Slam in the UK?
Oh, could you imagine them against Demolition?
Yeah, that'd be great. That would be hell of a match. Or even the Ascension, if they were around then. How about you, Bill Calzones? You got Sheamus and Ridge Holland, and they got Butch, who's, I would say, a lot like a newsie on the outside against the New Day.
I don't know anything about this Butch or this. What's the other guy's name? Ridge
Holland.
Ridge or Shay. But I'm going to go with Xavier and Kofi to beat Ridge and Shay.
Sheamus. Friend of the show. Oh, that actually reminds me, friend of the show. Wyatt Cesaro face Rollins? Maybe?
Ooh.
Vince McMahon fires a guy, then brings him back for a big WrestleMania moment? No?
Could be.
Let's go to, I think this is on night 2. Edge and AJ Styles, Vin, man. Did you know that AJ Styles is actually not that younger than Edge?
I've lost track of how old AJ Styles is. He's at least 41. I know that.
All I know, he's the same age as everybody else when we think they're old.
Yeah. I don't understand these actions from Edge. It just pisses me off. I'm cheering hard for AJ Styles in this match. It's going to be a hell of a match. It's going to be a really good match. Maybe the match that steals the show. This match here. I'm interested to see how this one's put together. I'm picking AJ to win, unless Christian and Gangrel get involved.
Edge is 48. AJ Styles is 44 years old. So anyone thinking someone has an age benefit of more wisdom or anything, you're wrong. Plus, with all those years Edge missed, I probably would say AJ Styles has been wrestling longer than Edge.
Do you think that this isn't the end of this feud, and that eventually we'll get Edge and Beth Phoenix against AJ and Wendy?
No way. Especially now, not that Samoa Joe's resurfaced in public. Needs to keep Wendy on TV, please. No, I could see it lasting. This could also be argued that the winner of this gets a title match because these two are great, and these both championship. I damn near would have picked. I almost thought AJ was going to win that Rumble. I really thought I was going to pick him and thought he could do it. But now here he's in a big match against Edge, and see where he goes from here. He beat Grayson Waller in NXT. He's really, like, I guess the kids would say, Milkouts on it's low key having a great year. And Edge is just batshit crazy. Changed his music, wearing suits. I think he's trying to do a Jericho here. He's trying to reinvent himself. Will it stick? I don't know. I'm picking AJ Styles here. No Calzones, how about you?
Oh, yeah, brother. You know me. I'm going with AJ Styles as well, man. Fuck Edge.
Fuck Edge. How about you, Wyatt? Is he doing the dishes?
Well, what match are we talking about here?
Edge and AJ Styles.
Let's go AJ.
Okay.
That's all I know. All I know is that I thought Edge was like, is he an asshole now?
Yeah, he changed his music and he's like evil. And he's
why is he so sour?
He's
because he came back and he hasn't done anything since he's been back.
Yeah, because he got smashed and stacked on top of Bryan Danielson and pinned by the big dog. So
that was last year, huh?
Yeah, that's embarrassing. I mean, that happens to you. What the fuck, you know? Like you're gonna go around and try. He's wearing suits now. Changed his music, you know.
What would Beth say about this? I don't understand.
She's been very disgusted with him, but all of a sudden she showed up with him at the Hall of Fame tonight. So who knows?
Where was she disgusted with him?
On Twitter.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she said, "This isn't you. This isn't who I thought I married."
See, that's not that they're toeing a line there, because if you're gonna gimmick it up on Twitter, then you're gonna have to get a real divorce if you really do disapprove of the.
Maybe they're in counseling.
I hope. I wish them the best. I wish Edge feels like a guy who's like has poor mental health right now. Probably shouldn't be on a stage like WrestleMania right now in his mental state. And you know, maybe a phenomenal forum will knock some sense into him. Good match. I'm sure it'll be Raw Tag Team titles.
Long Island, if I could cut you off real quick, I'm going to have to get out of here shortly. But I wanted to discuss a talk show that's going to be happening on night one.
Yeah, you know what? Fuck the rest of the card. Let's just talk about the talk show and get out of here. Okay, KO show with Stone Cold Steve Austin. God damn it. I mean, Brainbuster Radio has been around 10 years. Stone Cold Steve Austin has not been involved too much in pro wrestling in that span. We have seen him show up, stun a few people here, drink some beers there. But now promoted as the main event of WrestleMania Night 1. What the fuck? What the hell's going on here? What possibly could happen that's special for Stone Cold's confrontation with Kevin Owens?
I have no idea. I mean, it's not being advertised as a match. One interesting theory I saw, and this is be a good money-making opportunity, would be, you use night one to set up a match for night two. I'd like to see that. But so do you think there'll be a moderator for this talk show?
No, Kevin
Owens.
He's the KO show.
I don't know. Just in case things get a little hostile, you may need to have an enforcer or something.
You think Mike Tyson's going to show up?
That would be great. Oh my god.
Wired, do you see something like that happening? Because they're advertising this like it's Stone Cold's return to the ring, forgetting that the last time WrestleMania was in the same exact building, he was Stone Cold stunnering people and basically did the same thing. He showed up and whooped.
But he wasn't advertised for that, was he?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
At
For
32?
wait, for 32?
Yeah.
He wasn't
No,
advertised.
he was not. He was not advertised for 32.
Whatever. He was advertised for 30. He was there.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, he was. For 30, he was.
Rock and
I don't
Stone
remember that at all.
and Hogan. Yeah.
Well, I know he was there, but I don't remember him being advertised.
I think they were advertised, or Hogan was advertised as the
Hogan
host.
was the host,
Right.
but I think Austin and The Rock were surprises.
You're right. You're right. Okay.
Maybe. Either way, here's the I hope we get a stunner to mark the end of COVID-19, because the stunner is what started COVID-19 back in 2020. So, look, you and I grew up watching. We were the best of friends during the Austin era. No one loved Austin more than us two, and I hate to see the rest of his professional wrestling career, him showing up, stunning people, and then drinking and going home. I want something more. I want something different. So I hope we get it this time around. Because Kevin Owens has done a lot to piss this man off, more so than anyone else. It almost seems like every time Austin would show up, he would stun somebody for no reason other than just they were there. Now, Kevin Owens has given him a reason to probably do a little bit more.
That's the hope. Yeah, because he would even stun her like the likes of Xavier Woods, who's everyone loves. But this is personal issues. This is the first personal issue Stone Cold's had in 19 years, I guess we could say, other than a fun one-off thing. This is someone who deserves an ass kicking, and Stone Cold showing up to deliver that ass kicking, and that is definitely worth the price of admission. But like Wired said, it is a sacred thing, the career of Stone Cold Steve Austin, to a lot of us. I'm just nervous for that, for what this segment could be, what it could turn into. And if it's what you said, Vin, man, I'm actually for that. That would be cool. Set up a match for night 2.
If you want to sell some tickets and pay-per-views, I mean, you can't make money off of something you don't advertise.
That would be pretty badass. And to see Stone Cold go out there in full gear, not wearing a t-shirt like Sting would, and just have a match, that would be cool.
Do you think he'll be wearing tight jean shorts?
On this, yes. If it's a match, an advertised match, I'm hoping black boots, black trunks, knee brace, some wrist tape, and that's it. This is a delicate situation. Maybe the most delicate situation I could remember at a WrestleMania. I'm nervous for this more than I am excited. I am nervous for Stone Cold confronting Kevin Owens, because I already didn't like that. Just didn't feel like my Stone Cold pulling up with a drone camera covering him on a quad, showing up in the middle of the road to cut a promo that was kind of generic and had no cursing really in it, and no beer anywhere in sight. He wasn't even drinking and driving. It's Texas. So I'm not as jazzed as I am nervous. Milk Calzones, how about you?
I don't know, man. I'm excited. Hopefully he does have the jean shorts on and the knee brace. Hopefully he comes in some kind of like ATV or whatever, some kind of truck. Maybe like a beer truck.
No, I don't want that. I want him just walking real hard to the ring.
Do you want his entrance where the glass is broken like he used to have?
Yeah.
Yeah, I fuck with that, but
Yeah,
I don't know what happens.
I mean,
man.
as long as that's after the Matt Riddle match, because that's just a lot of glass to be having on the floor.
Well, he comes to the ring wearing flip flops though, so he should.
Yeah,
be.
but I mean,
he
those
scoot?
are tiny. I mean, those are
Doesn't he,
skinny
like,
flip
scoot his way
flops. Those
down?
are made out of foam. They're meant to be disposed of, really.
He's gonna get fucking glass in his scooter wheel. That's what,
Yeah.
Could flip over.
That's why you put Austin on last year, right? Yeah, I don't want to see the gimmicks. I don't want to see like a beer truck or a ATV. No, I want to see a BAMF walk into the ring and kick ass. WrestleMania Stone Cold.
Well, I mean, one of the best ass weapons he ever laid is when he showed up with a Zamboni and he jumped over security and beat the shit out of Vince McMahon. So gimmicks can happen with this man
On Raw,
and he can still beat the shit out of somebody.
but this is like advertised like it's a match. And it's also the master of the Stone Cold Stunner on the line too. We haven't talked about that. The master of a move, and man, that's something big.
Yeah,
That he's the master of the stunner.
yeah, you're right. Kind of like masters of the power bomb. That's kind of what this is like. I still think Austin does it better, but we'll see if he's still got it.
Well, the win. They should have the match on Sunday. I'm with that now, and the winner gets to be announced by Bruce Buffer as the master of the Stone Cold Stunner. The next match they have.
Do you think Michael Buffer will be there?
If Kevin Owens said he personally paid Michael Buffer to come out and say that during his entrance, I'll put him in the Hall of Fame, and he'll be one of my favorites. I'm already at loving KO, but that would put him over the top. He's been the best. The weird thing is he's been the best part of this feud.
He's been the only part of this feud.
Well, he saw a little Stone Cold, but you're right. I don't know what will happen. The good thing is
it was basically like they were filming Broken Skull Ranch or whatever it's called, and they were like, "Hey, could you come over here for like 5 minutes and cut a quick promo on Kevin Owens?"
What am I cutting a promo on here? Hey, I got to get back. Brandon's running through the mud pit over there. Kevin Owens stole my move.
Damn it, Brandon.
Damn it, Brandon. I got to leave and I got to talk to Kevin Owens. You keep it up, boy. You keep it up. I'll be back. You got this, Brandon.
Isn't it a shame you got to watch yourself whenever you're cheering for somebody named Brandon anymore?
Yeah, Stone Cold was the originator of cheering for Brandon. It meant a whole lot of different things back then. Back in a simpler time.
A little more motivational back then.
Yeah, and Kevin Owens, I think, is going to be taught a lesson either way, whether it's a match, a confrontation, whatever. Hopefully it's brutal and it's not PG. I don't want to see PG Stone Cold either. Let's hopefully they let him be Stone Cold. Because haven't we gone through a whole era where a lot of people would always say that Stone Cold would never be able to be a part of this PG era? Well, where are we now? And do we have room for Stone Cold Steve Austin in WWE? We find out. In just a short amount of time, 5 minutes from now, Stand and Deliver, and then it's
I'm actually gonna get out of here right now so I could go turn on my television. And
we're all getting out of here, good man. I say let's wrap it up, no calzones. Fire it up, and let's get the hell out of here so we can let's go watch WrestleMania. Thank you. Let's go. Let's get out of here. I don't want to shed any blood either, though, because I watched FTR and the Briscoes do that tonight, good man. So I'm going to spare it with no false count anywhere. Just let's reserve our energy for a 2-night WrestleMania, which is going to be exhausting. Hopefully you make it out alive.
Yep. And I think there's only one thing really to say, and it's that WrestleMania, it only comes once a year.
Yep, and tonight's the night, I swear to fucking God, baby. Here we are, 38. It's going to be stupendous. No Calzones, do you have anything else to say about the word stupendous? WrestleMania?
Yeah, I just saw Becky Lynch's haircut. She got that fucking Chucky haircut. God damn, this shit looks terrible.
Gruden haircut?
No, that Chucky, like the doll.
Oh, safe. Wired, how about you?
I'm for a WrestleMania that has a AM and a PM session all in one day.
It's like WrestleMania all day long, you're saying?
Yeah. But like kind of like March Madness where they have the AM session and then the PM session. That's what I want.
And you can buy 2 different tickets?
You can have the same ticket, but give us a little break in between, Head back to our cars.
I'm down. Just call Stand and Deliver WrestleMania.
Yeah, there you go. But then that's leading into Saturday's big deal. But either way, WrestleMania will be stupendous. It'll be a stupendous time, here in California, not in Dallas. But either way, WrestleMania, it's WrestleMania. And what else can you say about it?
I can say that I can't wait to see the pictures of you there tomorrow. And here we go. That does it. Tweet it, read it, tout it, shout it, be all about it at the Brainbusters on Twitter, Instagram Junior, tout. And of course, Friendster. We're there, Brainiacs, talking pro graps with you. And that does it for this Stand and Deliver pre-show. on Brainbuster Radio. Like Triple J said, stay tuned. The 10-year anniversary. Brainbuster Radio coming up, coming at you. What's going to happen? We can only speculate. But until then, I think we can all agree. Fuck you, Seth Rollins. I can't wait for anybody to just show up and beat you. 4, Moose the Mark on the dad gimmicks. Jumpin' Jacob J, a man called Wired, the Sultan of social media. Vinman, Milkhouse on the Unos and Doses, and Long Island Iced Tea. I'm Long Island Iced Tea saying, I got to get the hell out of here and watch a stupendous WrestleMania.